W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we do like and an L to the things that we don't. I don't remember who the fuck started off first, so I'll just go. First dub, and probably a little bit of an explanation to why we were gone for a week. Give a dub to Cancun. I want to give a dub to the fact that finally got a much needed break for the both of us.
Nice
I think.
Vacation,
For sure. And where else better than, sunny skies and great food and
sandy, salty beaches.
You know what I mean? It was all around great time.
Mm-hmm.
Probably had the most fun on them ATVs and
the excursions
zip
was nice.
lining. That
excursions
was
definitely
dope.
nice.
I didn't jump into the water like homeboy did over here, but
because I'm a dog.
All right. No, but all in all, man, it's just a great time, man. And like I said, a much needed break. And I got the travel bug now, man. So I'm trying to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know where yet, but we'll figure it out.
Passports are an amazing thing to have. Let's get up out of here.
1,000%. Probably one of the best investments I've ever made.
For sure.
I'm going to give a dub to Michigan fans for being incredibly understanding and cool about this whole.
Oh, man, no, for sure.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins situation, which I wouldn't expect anybody to be rude or ignorant about that situation.
I think it says something about the times that we're in terms of communication that has to be applauded. Yeah. That giving somebody condolences is applauded. That is like I know I love the fact that there was so many Michigan guys, not just fans, but former players and coaches and things of that nature that sent their hearts out to Dwayne Haskins. My question is, why is that a surprise? And that's a huge self-reflection.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
That's a big self-reflection, because saying my condolences or prayers up to somebody when they lose a loved one should not be a surprise.
Yeah, I agree.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. And I don't think that, Michigan fans or Ohio State fans are that low of people. I just think that in general people can go that low sometimes, which is absolutely nuts. I'm gonna go ahead and first of all, we all get an L for losing Dwayne Haskins, but I'm gonna give an L to Adam Schefter.
Man, fuck Adam Schefter,
who decided to tweet about the passing of Dwayne Haskins, but also thought it was a good idea to include the fact that he was struggling in Washington and Washington and Pittsburgh.
That was the measure of Dwayne Haskins' worth for Adam Schefter.
He
was struggling playing football, so it's tragic that's why it's tragic that Dwayne Haskins passed. It's because he righted his NFL career first. Man.
Never mind.
He was a 24-year-old young man. He was 24 years old, yo.
Mm-hmm.
24 years old, lived his right, graduate of Ohio State University, Heisman winner.
Mm-hmm.
Entire life ahead of him, whether he ever played another down in the NFL or not.
1,000%.
Incredibly accomplished individual, incredibly polished, a professional, and a success at what he does. It don't matter how big Adam Schefter gets, he will never be what Dwayne Haskins was to college football.
Easily.
No matter how many more years you've been doing what you've been doing in your arena, you will never mean to football what Dwayne Haskins meant to football.
Agreed. Never mind the fact that this is somebody's son. This is somebody's,
somebody's baby, right? And the only thing that you can boil it down to is what his last stint in the NFL was, because that's what they think of y'all. Y'all are commodities. Y'all are not people.
Trash.
You're akin to machines and technology, not people. To cattle, livestock.
Yeah.
Damn, we had to put Bessie down this week. She won us 2 awards last summer, but she was on her way down anyway, so it was about time to go. That's what that shit sounded like.
That's exactly what that is.
That's what that shit sounded like. Oh, I love that old dog. He won me a lot of money, but he was slowing down. Had to put him down.
That's just a trash way to look at things.
And unprofessional too.
Extremely.
How you've been a reporter for how many years? You don't know. Let's maybe not put or shoehorn the negative because it had absolutely nothing to do with the tragedy that just happened. That just unfolded.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely no reason for you to force in this man's professional status at this time. It was just disgusting and unprofessional.
I agree. And then the fact that he just deleted the tweet, retweeted without that glaring mistake, and then just acted like nothing happened, right? No apology, nothing.
It's a loser.
1,000%. And what I was talking to you about before about Twitter's auto block feature, apparently he went into safety mode, and so now people who are voicing their displeasure with how he treated that situation are now being auto blocked.
Listen to me. If we need auto block on Twitter, does it need to exist? Does it need to exist? First of all, that motherfucker gonna be working overtime. It's probably gonna crash soon.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna crash.
Yep.
But do we need the app? Do you need the app? Do you need to be logged into an app that you need to filter the things that are being said on it on?
No.
Do you really need to be on that? If it's that bad, do you need to be fucking using it?
My next L goes to Palm Springs, California, I believe. So they're rolling out a plan to get trans people a $900 UBI.
Oh wait, what now? What is it? Say it again. Give me the details again.
They're rolling out a plan to begin giving trans people a $900 universal basic income.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Which
Okay. So wait, let's parse through it. Is this to combat some sort of systemic some systemic wrong that was announced to trans people in Palm Springs? Like, is this to combat a lack of job opportunity or something like that? What's the basis?
So the rhetoric behind it is that, you know, trans people are dealing with job discrimination somewhat, and they're dealing with, you know, homelessness because of it. I don't think any of that it's discrimination, but I don't think any of that is just systemic against them, how some other groups may have been systemically misplaced.
It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue that it's systemic when we're talking about maybe 1% of the population, sure. And maybe it's that, so it has to be even so much smaller. Sure. When we're talking about in an area like Palm Springs alone.
Absolutely.
But that's neither here nor there. My question is, did we not just pass a federal protection against work discrimination for members of the LGBTQ community?
Yeah.
Did federal legislation not just get passed to protect people from being denied work over their sexuality? Didn't that just happen?
Yep.
Now we talking UBI in Palm Springs?
I can't confirm, but I believe let me check before I say this. I believe the mayor of Palm Springs is trans.
It's trans. So here's my thing. Trans woman, trans man.
She is. Lisa Middleton is the first transgender mayor in Palm Springs.
She's a trans woman.
Correct.
Okay. There's a deeper, darker going on here that it's going to take a quite a bit of time for a lot of us to realize it. I see it. I see you. I see you. I don't think it's going to be pertinent to have that conversation right now because it's too emotional. There's too much emotion wrapped up into it. So I'll pocket that for a later time. Sure. When someone else says it, I don't have to be first. But there's definitely a deeper, darker when we're talking here about, and I'm not talking about pushing gay agendas, turning kids trans. Again, I'd like continue to evolve on this issue. So the more information I get, the more laughable some of the takes on both sides get.
Absolutely.
Right? When you begin to understand just how many trans people there actually are in this country, it really helps to put in perspective what we're actually dealing with here.
Yeah.
But there's a deeper, darker that no one seems to want to address, and it has to do with white men in America and how they find a way to infiltrate anything that they're not a part of. And so it's gonna have to get to that point where we feel comfortable enough that to flesh that out and have that conversation, because if you don't, you're going to look up in very core parts of what is accepted as identity, right? Like what is already not harmful at all in any kind of way or discriminatory is also going to start to deteriorate because we've allowed for so long for inclusivity and fairness and wokeness or whatever it is that you want to call it to supersede truth. And so I hope we get to that part of the conversation quicker rather than later.
And this may roll out a longer discussion out of this. But disclaimer, this is not about me giving an L to Palm Springs because I feel
for supporting trans people.
Because I don't feel like trans people are should get any money or anything like that. Just a little wild that there isn't anything as inherently systemic like what Black people may have had to deal with in terms of things that may have caused them to go down unemployment or homelessness as well.
Here, well, you know what? Because that's we don't even have to do it like that. Because that granted, that's a good point, but we don't even have to do that. Let me just say this: what benefit do trans people get from a targeted UBI for them and their community only? Not even their entire community, just the people who identify as trans. Specifically, what benefit do they get from that as opposed to a general UBI for lower income individuals in Palm Springs?
Yeah.
Because as I'm understanding this is all a reaction to a lack of job and work opportunities to fight discrimination. So those people are already squared or squarely within that impoverished bubble of people who could benefit from a UBI. How does it benefit us to only pinpoint that for trans people and not the greater community of people who could be helped by a UBI in Palm Springs?
Maybe, just maybe, this is a play to get more trans people to migrate to Palm Springs.
Well, that's not
sure.
Like
not
I can't. I don't know.
I
don't know.
But maybe, possibly.
I don't know. And then I don't even know how that would benefit Palm Springs. So I'm not gonna go beyond the point of if UBI is the answer, and we're using UBI to curb employment discrimination and help the impoverished, then how isolating that net to only trans individuals makes no sense to me.
I would agree with that. That's fair. I have two more L's and that are probably pretty quick, and then one more that's going to probably develop into a discussion. But Paula Patton and her chicken.
My God.
I think definitely deserve an L.
Poor girl.
Really important, of course. One of the most important things if you're gonna cook fried chicken is you gotta clean it.
Gotta clean it.
I'm gonna make my mom's favorite fried chicken.
Oh.
We'll get to just clean it with some cold water.
Just cold water?
We'll get to frying in it.
That chicken ain't clean.
So now we put
That
the
chicken's
organic
not
flour
clean. Okay.
into a Ziploc bag, and you start our batches. So
Where's
just
the
put it in
Where's
a whole
the
bunch of chicken.
seasonings?
Not too much so it coats it.
Did you not?
And
Are you gonna?
start to, like, move it around.
Are you gonna season it?
Okay, because you gotta coat that chicken with the flour. And that is step
You got dirty flour and
We're gonna put
unseasoned
these in
chicken.
here. Yeah, ooh, that's how you know it.
Where are your seasonings, Paula? This is your mom's recipe?
Place these in, and then
Which hold tight.
in the seasoning. So now the
What?
next process, step 5, is the seasoning.
How are you gonna
There's
season
3
your chicken
ingredients that
that's
I
in the
use for
grease?
seasoning these fried chicken. My mother's recipe, I have to, so it's Lari seasoning salt, very
Okay.
important. Pepper,
Okay.
organic pepper, paprika. Right. So
That's
I,
it?
I start to dust it with the Lari salt.
In the grease?
Each chicken gets enough, maybe a little too much, because I like it a little salty.
In the grease, Paula. Yo,
Okay, each
Your mama
chicken
did this?
gets a nice little dose of pepper. There's some paprika. All right.
You're seasoning
So next
grease.
step now. Look, that's a good color. Because I'll probably flip it
You're-
again, because I want this side to get all
Look.
of the spices that the other side got, right?
The spices fell off in the grease.
Flip it. So now we repeat.
Season
Okay,
the grease.
so-
Look at the grease!
Are ready to go.
at the grease. Look at the Paula.
That look good. That
It's
perfect.
pink. Don't eat that. Paula, don't eat that. I think your mom was joking. Okay.
Poor girl. She clearly either wasn't paying attention or her mama been wilding. But I have
would
a hard
err on
time
the
believing
side.
that her mom been wilding because how you ain't caught salmonella? Why you ain't got bird flu? You know what I'm saying? You cooking wings like that every time you fry chicken, somebody should have died by now.
I can't imagine it's that good considering she's also seasoning grease. Grease got to be black as hell.
Dog.
Yeah, no, she was definitely wilding with all of that. And
Wilding.
I don't think she put flour on the chicken at any point.
Well, I fried a naked bird before. That's fine. That ain't no big deal. But maybe with some salt and pepper on it.
Yeah.
Maybe get some vinegar or some lemon juice or something like that to wash that chicken off. But no, she was wilding. She was fucking wild. She was so confident.
So confident.
She was so fucking confident.
But I guess I can give her a dub in the way that she's handled the backlash from it.
Did she laugh at it? That's the only thing you can do is laugh.
Not really laughed, but she handled it very positively.
What did she say?
Like, you know what? Well, that's just kind of how we do it, and you know,
No. For every brown woman across first of all, for every black woman first, and now for every brown woman as well. You correct that shit. You correct that shit. Because first of all, you're not about to take that back to your children and feed them that shit either.
Yes, she is.
No, you better not.
She's definitely taking that back to her Robin Thicke children.
She better fucking not.
Okay.
Come on, man. Season the grease.
It's a little nuts.
None of that seasoning got on the chicken. None of it.
I'm not eating any
None
of that shit.
Not a single bit of that shit got on the fucking chicken. As soon as she flipped it, all that shit just came right the fuck off.
Yeah, and
I
the
put a
grease
lot of
turned black.
paprika on this. I just don't know. I don't know. Grease about brown as hell.
Oh,
she
man.
fucking fried it in soil.
Damn near. It's okay, Paula. We'll get you together. We losing recipes. Right now, but you know it is what it is.
Oh my God.
Literally losing recipes. My last L goes to Courtney Taylor and Christian Obumseli. I don't know if you heard about this story, but apparently there is a gentleman by the name of Christian
No,
Obumseli.
not the dude who don't like black girls.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. I heard of this.
Apparently, Courtney Taylor is making big money on OnlyFans. I don't know the whole story behind maybe what caused this. Doesn't really matter because she stabbed him and killed him. But the way that people are kind of painting this as, oh, well, you didn't like black women, so
That's
you
what
deserve
you
to
get
die.
kind of thing.
That's nasty.
Okay, so I see the attempt of the lesson to be made.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yep.
We still need to understand that regardless of your distaste for that person, there's a way to give time for condolences before you start rummaging through a person's dirty laundry. It's just a bit of decorum. See, I thought we all understood decorum, judging by how many people clutched their pearls over a slap a few weeks ago. I thought decorum was on the top of everybody's mind.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, we see something to somebody we don't like that fits our purview and our worldview, and it's okay to shit all over them as if decorum was ever everything. You see how choosy y'all motherfuckers get? You see how choosy y'all are with your morality?
Look, as bad as Fresh and Fit's comments were, I don't hope they die. It's a little much.
Like, there's a way to say, hey, for all of my friends who choose to date out of their race, good on you. Find love wherever you find it. Be wary of people who fetishize you because they don't see you as a person.
Yep.
And it'll be just when you think you're comfortable enough to be vulnerable in front of that person that they'll show you that side. And sometimes they won't show it until it's too late. So be wary of that. Know that it's a thing. Be aware. If that's how you're going to choose to live your life, now, is there a level of irony to what he had to say or his feeling towards black people and how his life ended up? Of course, it's unavoidable. Yeah. day after he gets murdered is probably not the time to talk about it.
I would agree.
Just saying.
And I don't think that people deserve to die for their views, no matter how bad they are. Well, there are some. There's some things. There's some things, but
I ain't gonna give no blankets.
This ain't the thing.
No, this is not the thing.
So,
it's not.
Yeah, I just thought that was.
How about we work on ostracizing these people first before we start talking about killing them? How about we point that same critical eye to the people that you like that act like him? We gonna do that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying, y'all got a lot to say about a random motherfucker you ain't never met on the internet, but nothing to say about these celebrities. What do you have to say about the men and women who willingly sign up for projects that are going to be specifically pushed as a mixed race relationship or interracial dating relationship? Because that's clearly something that we're starting to see more and more and more and more in films. Hell, I'm seeing more interracial couples than same-sex couples now on TV.
More interracial couples than
same race.
Okay.
Right?
You're
like,
starting to see more.
They're even bypassing the white. Well, you still got your standard amount of white on white couples, but now anything that is an interracial relationship is white and. It's white and black, white and Asian.
Yep.
White and Middle Eastern. So now the definition of an interracial relationship is white and.
Yep. That is a fact.
I'm just saying.
And it almost seems as if every show has a white and. Every black show has a white and. You
got a whole lot to say about everybody else. What about the people who are on your face doing it to earn money? No, nothing for them. Let's talk about the guy that got murdered. Got it. Cool.
That is all I got.
Hasan Piker, come to the stage, fam.
Ooh.
Because I've been falling out of love with a lot of my my quote unquote progressive awakening channels, right? Like the guys who really got me into politics and policy and just political history in general, right? Like on YouTube, I'm starting to fall out of love with all of them. And I mean everybody. TYT, David Pakman, Rational National, even Tim Black now is starting to, and I never thought I would be able to, and it's not to say that I don't still watch these channels. Many of them I'm still plugged into or subscribed to, but it's not, the attention is not being paid to them anymore because I'm starting to see that there are grifters of on both sides.
There is a bit of rhetoric and agenda across
the board, and it's like even the people who call out the rhetoric and agenda have their own rhetoric and agenda.
Yeah, I was watching the only place I could get information on that trans UBI was of course fucking Fox News, and I'm just sitting there.
Not a good place.
No,
not a good place.
But at least
they're the
Fox
only
News,
ones covering it though.
And
that's what's so sad. And covering it, am I going to say it? Oh my God. From a somewhat objective view, now that it's littered with bigotry all up through.
Yes.
But at least they're covering the story with what happened. They're leading with what actually happened and not, oh man, these crazy bigots, they just won't leave trans women alone to compete in sports.
Yeah.
Like, you set the table as if everything that's going on that side of it is above reproach and not to be questioned at all, which is blindly biased, like violently biased, for a guy who calls out the violently biased on a regular basis. Hypocrisy, thy name.
Hasan Piker had a whole ass segment on TYT where he shamed Tommy Loren. That was his whole thing at TYT for a while.
He shamed TYT for being hypocritical. So let me get to why I'm upset with the Han. So, did you see Abba and Preach's video on Leah Thompson?
I don't think, if I did see it, I didn't remember a lot of the points.
Okay.
The original video, right?
The first one that they made about her winning, like
because they said they
included
a clip of Hasan talking, and I don't remember seeing that portion of it.
That I think that might have been just like one of the times they were talking about trans athletes in sports when they included Hasan. I don't think he was in the one where they talked about Leah Thompson.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember seeing a Hasan clip, so that's why I don't think I seen it.
So I watched it. I watched a lot of their videos on this topic, and so I was interested to see what it was they were calling him to the table for, because they said that he called him out or whatever, made a video about it last week. So this man gets on his stream, and one of the streamers asked him if he was, going to watch it and, address the points or whatever. Do you know this man was like, no, I'm not even going to watch it because I already know what they're going to say. Hasan, fam, dog, how are you any different than the QAnon niggas? How are you any different from the motherfuckers that Andrew makes fun of on Channel 5? All gas, no breaks. Who rant and rave at the top of their lungs about what they know is happening, and they haven't even watched the content or done any research on it whatsoever. You take it even a step further and start to put words in their mouth. Oh yeah, it's just all trans women are not human. Fam, heard a lot of based ass takes come out of ABBA and Preach. A lot mainly dealing with ABBA. For reasons that I won't get into now, at least from my perspective. Mm-hmm. Have never heard them dehumanize a trans person like that. That violently and that just purely hatefully. Have never heard them talk about anybody in that way.
Yeah.
Ever. And for you to just blindly, haphazardly, to what had to have been at least 10,000 people in your stream, maybe even more, and paint them that way is not only irresponsible, but it's lame as fuck for what it is that you do. That shit is weak, bro. That shit is weak as hell. To sit up there and admit that you haven't even watched what it is you're critiquing and then have that strong of an opinion on it, you're no different. You're a hog. You a hog. I'm going to call you what you call other conservatives that don't read or research shit, because that's what you doing. You a hog for that. Yee, brother. That's where I get that shit from. It's Hasan Piker. Mm-hmm. Yee, motherfucking yee. That's you. That's terrible. I have never seen a worse take from Hasan than I seen on him talking about the stuff. Now, is he going to address the fact that Leah Thompson competed in male competition and was a middle of the road athlete, only to compete in her first time as a woman and set a world record? Are you going to address it at all? Are you going to say anything about that? Or are you going to continue to pontificate on how anybody that speaks out against it is anti-trans or transphobic? That's lazy, fam. That is as lowbrow as it gets.
Also potentially dangerous, because then that opens up your fans to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Baseless claims.
Whatever the fuck they want to do. He does this thing where like he allows certain individuals in his chat to tell him what's what instead of you fucking looking yourself. So he's talking with him like, oh yeah, these are the guys who were going back and forth for Fresh and Fit over the DMCA strikes. And he's like, oh, so they're not completely bad, huh? I'm like, oh, that's what they're not completely bad for?
Yikes.
Not for anything that you're critiquing right now, right? Not anything that you would have to research yourself. But some rando that you allowed to speak to you in your chat gives you the slightest sliver of irrelevant information because it has nothing to do with what it is we're talking about here today. And now they're okay a little bit. Hasan, what the fuck are we doing, fam? I know a lot about politics because of you. So to see some shit like this, come on, man. Don't be the same lame ass white boy, half brain ass takes about anything that has to do with black people because you don't want to take the time to actually learn or hear what the fuck it is that they're saying. Swear to God, I thought you was better than that, but I keep getting reminded that sometimes white guys are just white guys. And I know Hasan Piker is Turkish. But in America, that skin, that hair, that face, that's a white guy.
That's white.
Yeah,
You know what's crazy is here on the back of the bus, typically when we don't know everything or we haven't watched anything, we typically just don't
talk about it. Don't talk about it, because what the fuck do I look like taking a strong opinion over something that I don't know? An opinion that I can't defend. Very lowbrow, very disappointed in Nahan. I hope he apologizes. Let's see here. Let's see. CNN Plus is getting an L from me.
CNN Plus is a thing now?
You didn't even know that was a thing, did you?
No.
It's been around for at least a year.
Ew.
So CNN Plus is, I believe, going belly up, or they're going to fold into Discovery Plus.
I can see that.
But they're getting an L from me for how spectacularly they failed. And it's funny because I can't decide what's worse, them or Quibi.
I knew that was going to get mentioned.
I don't know which one is worse. So, first of all, the content that they were streaming was the same content that you got on the regular set. Brooke Baldwin, Wolf Blitzer, Anderson Cooper.
Oh, so literally the exact same.
Yeah, it wasn't no premium content. It was just. Now this was the first year, so maybe they were trying to build up the library, but damn, at least HBO Max fucking debuted with the Snyder Cut. At least Paramount came out with Fast and the Furious in that Wahlberg movie. Like, fam, you hit niggas with the morning news.
So it wasn't Wolf Blitzer, Anderson Cooper, but extra. It was literally just
it was the shows.
Oh boy,
it was the shows. That's what they was trying to push to people.
There's
trying to get a foothold in streaming.
If you're trying to get a little bit of money, you should probably provide value outside of what you're already providing.
First of all, CNN been nose diamond since Trump got out of office.
Yeah.
This was just a way for them to try to get they nose into streaming, and it failed spectacularly. There was a promotion going on for CNN Plus that you could get it for 50% off for life. 50% off for life. So basically, that's just the price.
Yeah. Yep.
You couldn't give that shit away. That's embarrassing, fam.
Very
LL to CNN.
Quibi is pretty bad.
This is a late dub and L for me, since we weren't able to talk about it a couple weeks ago when I heard about it. But Lil Bow Wow is getting an L for me. Oh, he's getting an L for me. First of all, that scene in Lottery Ticket with Brandon T. Jackson on the top of that roof is the best thing that ever happened to Lil Bow Wow.
Acting wise, for sure.
Like, him validate, because, all right, Mike
period.
was, it's cool. Morris Chestnut's in it. It's a basketball movie about a little kid. People are going to come out and see that.
Yeah.
Lottery Ticket, fam? Lottery Ticket was the make or break. This was going to decide whether or not you was going to get another one, like Roll Bounce, or Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, or any of the other movies that Bow Wow popped into, right? Lottery Ticket was the one that was like, okay, all right, this is a half decent movie. Imagine Lottery Ticket without Brandon T. Jackson's scene on top of that roof.
Quick check. Roll Bounce. What was
that before movie? Lottery Ticket?
Yeah, what was the other movie?
Tokyo Drift.
I think that happened before too.
Get the fuck out.
Lottery Ticket came out in 2010, which is nuts. But Tokyo Drift happened in 2006 and Roll Bounce happened in 2005.
Lottery Ticket is Bow Wow's most successful film venture in my estimation. Argue with me in the comments. And it would not have been that way.
But you're saying because Like Mike was also heralded with other things aside from Bow Wow?
Yeah, Like Mike was good because it was a children's movie with Morris Chestnut in it.
And Bow Wow was at his
in the
prime.
nation took their kid to go see Mike.
Bow Wow was at his prime at that point, and there was
musically, absolutely, he's at his prime.
And there was NBA stars in it as well.
And there were NBA stars, and let's just keep it funky. It's a children's movie, so a lot of moms is gonna be taking their kids out to see it, and it was starring Morris Chestnut. Let's just give it to them like they need it. Come on now.
Makes sense.
It was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
You got a child star that everybody loves. You got NBA players. Everybody loves NBA players. You got soccer moms, and you got Morris Chestnut. Boom. $500 million.
Basketball moms.
I don't even know if that's what it made, but
we're mostly black, so basketball moms at that point.
But anyways, right? Lottery Ticket. In terms of just good movie with Bow Wow leading, that's probably it.
Wasn't that great of a movie either.
But what was the best part of that movie?
The rooftop scene.
Okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to get to.
Easily.
So wouldn't you believe that in talks of maybe doing a Lottery Ticket 2, Lil fucking Bow Wow has the nerve to say that he don't want to have Brandon T. Jackson involved in it because of his spiritual awakening. He's doing some weird spiritual stuff right now.
Brandon T. Jackson is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did hear about that.
Well, but I mean, I don't know how weird. Anyways, I've seen him. I've seen the interview he did with Comedy Hype about wearing the dress. He didn't seem crazy to me in that.
No.
He also did a video where he was talking about Whoopi Goldberg and her quote unquote anti-Semitic remarks, where he was wearing a like a dashiki, and he was just talking about the history of the lineages that started the Jewish faith. Like so, it was more historical than it was spiritual. Like he was giving historical facts. And sometimes when motherfuckers don't know what they're listening to, they misinterpret and they misunderstand. I can definitely see that.
1000%.
But like, he wasn't on that joint trying to tell people
anything
spiritual or mystical or supernatural. He was literally just spitting like, yo, this is the history. This is what Semitic means. This is what Shemitic means. This is who Whoopi Goldberg's lineage tracks back to. This is who, you know, white Zionist Jews, Ashkenazi Jews or Orthodox Jews. This is where they come from. And where in that is crazy or on a weird spiritual vibe. I don't understand.
So Bow Wow said he didn't want Brandon T. Jackson.
He would not want Brandon T. Jackson involved in Lottery Ticket 2 because he's going through a weird.
Get the fuck up out of here.
Who, fam?
You gotta get the fuck up out of here.
You? Who are you? Not the nigga stunting on the dinghy boat, taking the little boat to get to the big boat, but we got all these bitches on the little boat kicking it like they've been drunk for the last 30 minutes because we've been on this boat.
Not you flexing the private plane that you don't fucking own and you're actually on a fucking American Airlines flight.
Guess who talked about that in their stand-up? Brandon T. Jackson.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Brandon T. Jackson. So he got a little bit of his get back. But I had to call him out on that because that was some bullshit.
That's bullshit. Yeah, you don't get to make that decision anyway. So
just because you don't understand what the fuck it is you listening to? I heard history. You didn't understand nothing the man said.
Yeah, no, get the fuck up out of here, Bow Wow.
Last L I got is going out to Pusha T. Fam, don't give a fuck about your whole verse. Really don't.
I do. It was kind of hot.
I'm about to stop ordering Diet Coke because it really is a joke. Where the fuck is the album, fam? Where's the album? Where is the album? Yo, rollout started 2 months ago, partner.
That's a fact. And it included an Arby's diss.
Like, this is gross. This is gross. I don't like this. This is young boy, not NBA young boy, but I'm saying like this is young artist
behavior.
Drag the feet behavior. Yeah, this is the type of shit that you was criticizing Tiana Taylor for. So now I have to call you to the table for it because you've criticized one of your contemporaries for this very same thing. Don't come out talking to me about an album when you're not going to release it.
That shit gonna be album of the year contender, and
fam,
I'm gonna forget all about this.
Not if he keeps this up, though. Not if he keep this up.
All right,
cause the same way we criticize other artists for doing this type of shit, we have to criticize him.
As long as it's not to the level of Kanye touting an album, which we still haven't gotten, by the way, which is fucking nuts.
You had no, the people who bought that little box got down to 2, so.
Yeah, well, it eventually leaked too.
I mean, it's out.
So I don't think it's the official album now.
No, I don't care. You know why? Because the only thing you're gonna do is go back and try to change it 15 million times and then release it, and it's probably gonna suck for it. I heard what it was supposed to sound like. Well, not all of it, but most of it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is with that. But you, bruh, you had a listening party. You put out a diss track, 2 singles. It's been 2 months. I ordered Diet Coke back in February. Where is it?
I can't fault that at all because I want the album too.
Like, come the fuck on, bro. All right, couple dubs. We'll use them quickly. The Charlotte Hornets. For even being in the conversation for getting Russell Westbrook. And do you know what they're talking about giving us for Russell Westbrook?
I was about to say, who the fuck are they about to give that's not named LaMelo Ball? And I know they're not going to give up LaMelo Ball.
Or Miles Bridges, but listen.
Oh, they do have Miles Bridges,
but listen. Linda, listen. Honey, listen. These boys want to give us Kelly Oubre is the starter. That's the starting point. Is Kelly Oubre, and either Gordon Hayward or Terry Rozier.
Nope.
Please.
Nope.
I don't give a fuck. Flip a coin.
Nope.
Send them over. Give it here. Come on. You gonna take $47 million off our cap and give me 2 wing defenders? Please, give it here. Come in.
Potentially two wing defenders.
Please. I mean, even if you get Terry Rozier, that's an upgrade about what we've been getting right now over the guards. Even if you get Rozier, even if you come out of that trade with Kelly Oubre and Terry Rozier, you're better than what you were. Because you have a guy who can competently run the point now.
That's a fact.
You have a guy who's a threat to shoot from beyond the 3, even if he's not a barn blazer. He's going to be shooting a lot better than 27% or whatever the fuck it is that Westbrick shooting. You got a guy who's actually going to sit down and be competitive on defense and not fucking throw his hands up like he's 40 years old and he can't sit anymore.
Kelly Oubre is a good choice.
All of that was Rozier. I hadn't even gotten to Kelly Oubre yet.
Oh, fair
hot
enough.
damn.
Kelly Oubre is, but
now you got a Swiss Army knife 3-and-D player.
I don't like Terry Rozier.
Come on,
personally, but it's not my team.
I would do my best to make sure that that's Gordon Hayward and Kelly Oubre. I think we need wings more than we need guards. I like Malik Monk coming back next year. I think they're going to hang on to THT if all goes well.
I would see that.
But
who's running the point in this guy? In the starting point at this point?
At that case, you probably have to pick somebody up. You're looking at a free agent, a 1-year deal, either mid-level or minimum. But at that point, though, if you got wings galore, now we can hide a point guard, on defense.
Yeah, and you're eliminating cap space.
Shedding cap room. Hey, look, I'd take that deal in a heartbeat and then start looking for a partner for Davis.
I don't like fucking Gordon Hayward or Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier, maybe. I don't like Gordon Hayward. I think he's over the hill.
Oh, I think he's been playing good since he's been in Charlotte, actually. He's been playing okay.
All right.
I'll take it. I will take it. For sure. My next dub is going out to the Michigan spring game. Showed a lot. Showed a lot of cap. A lot of cap. About 15 minutes of cap.
Gave this nigga
shout out to them for doing that, though, man. I fucked with it. I think there's a lot of connection there between the university and Kaepernick. You got the Nike relationship, right? Obviously, Jordan brand is the brand of Michigan athletics. There's obviously the coaching between, Kaepernick's last coach was Jim Harbaugh, or close to it.
You mean close to it, wasn't it?
Because after Harbaugh left, Kaepernick was still there, and that's when he started getting
benched.
I
see what you're saying.
He got benched for Blaine Gabbert.
Okay. But he was still a coach of.
Right. So a lot of connective tissue between the program and Kaepernick. So if ever there was going to be an opportunity for him to throw at a college spring game, it was probably going to be Michigan. Not to mention that Michigan is one of the more quote unquote woke universities. They're a very liberal crowd up there. So it made all the sense in the world, and I am glad that he got the opportunity
to showcase his skill on a national platform.
I wish he probably, maybe we take some of the walk-on receivers, or if you got some second strings that Michigan wouldn't mind having over here, because them niggas was boo-boo. Them niggas was guard boo-boo. I understand he didn't have a lot of time to work with them, no chemistry and stuff like that, but he was throwing pretty accurate balls for the most part. There was a few of them that it looked a little off. Maybe he was looking a little gassed, but even throwing against air, 50 passes is a lot.
Yeah, no, that's a lot.
Back to back to back to back. You got to think playing in the NFL game, you're going to be mixed in. He's going to be on the bench sometimes. He's going to be handing off sometimes. He's going to be running sometimes. Like, it's not just going to be
50 straight.
50 straight, yeah. Even against air, that's a lot. It's very draining. So I'm glad he was able to get through the workout for sure. I would have liked to seen a little more catches on the deep balls, but again, he can't catch it too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
As far as the actual spring game goes, man, I watched that bad boy about 2 or 3 times. It wasn't like big plays all over the place, but I just like the depth. I like how deep we are at a lot of positions. It was really positive to see, and makes me very excited for the fall, for the season. 8 home games this year.
I'm definitely excited for it.
8 home games.
Golly.
All season at the big house.
Golly.
Mm-hmm.
8. Y'all playing 3 on the road?
And not an out of conference competition in sight.
But you got one big game on the road though.
Sure, yeah, no, we gotta go to Iowa. For sure.
Y'all got one big game on the road though.
I think we got we got Michigan State at home this year. We do.
Y'all got one big game on the road though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep.
If it's a
The
big
game.
Yeah.
The big game.
You know what's interesting about this whole setup is that if you listen to people talk about it, right, it's almost like Michigan is the one that has to get up to come to Columbus. Like the pressure is on Michigan.
I can see people painting it that way. I don't see it that way,
Yeah,
but I want my revenge.
And I'm like, the way I see it is that the team Ohio State had last year was far more talented than the one they're going to march out this year on both sides of the ball. I don't even think I don't even think we can sit up here and argue about that because all the names you about to march out to me on offense are unproven.
Nah, see, well, except JSN and CJ.
Right, so except for Stroud and then Jigba. And even Henderson, even in Henderson. But you breaking in 2 tackles.
I was going to say, the offensive line is a little unproven.
You breaking in 2 new tackles.
The rest of the receivers.
All of your receivers except for Jackson Smith and Jigba have no experience.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and Julian Fleming have a little bit
Marvin
of
Harrison Jr. has been there forever and has not been able to break out.
That would be because we have a deep...
Well, but he's been there longer than some of those guys that were passing him up. I mean, that's not my point. That's not my point. My point is that last year's team was definitively more talented.
Not even going to argue that. Well,
you went almost
my problem was
4 deep. Almost 4 until Jameson Williams transfers. You went 4 deep on NFL first round wide receiver. Well, okay, Olave is probably not going to end up being a first rounder.
I don't know.
Maybe, but I think that has more to do with how well Smith and Jigba played this year than Olave's talent level. So I'll give you that. I would say
the combine did him a lot of favors.
But in which I don't understand why. Y'all didn't know Olave was fast? You knew he was fast last year.
Oh, no, he was fast. But
you didn't know he could catch?
No, I knew he could catch.
No, I didn't know you. I'm talking about NFL scouts.
I didn't know he was that fucking fast. Okay, fair enough.
NFL scouts. Like, what did you learn in the combine that you didn't already know? If that made you think he was a first round pick, then he was always a first round pick.
Sure. And if he is a first round pick, he's definitely late first round. But he's not the first receiver by a long shot.
Gone is Olave. Gone is
Garrett Wilson.
I
don't know. So the defense might play a little bit better, considering the defensive coordinator, but that's unproven. So I can't really say that.
I guess I'm just saying, like, how is the pressure not on Ohio State to beat us so that we don't double up on them and beat them at
the problem in that thinking is that the pressure has to be on Ohio State.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We're the one that lost.
How is the pressure not on them? It's almost like, yeah, y'all beat them, and it's like everybody's taking it as a fluke. It was just a fluke. Yeah, that was just 1 year. And it's like,
regardless,
okay,
it's still our loss to avenge.
And also, you were much better. You were much better last year, and we got one that we weren't supposed to get. So why is it now that we're the ones that have to climb the mountain? We up here. Come get the trophy if you want it.
Now y'all got to come to Columbus and come get it, dude.
No, we ain't got to come get shit. We going to bring it to Columbus.
All right.
We going to take it with us to Columbus. But yeah, that's it for me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Give us your dubs and nails in the comments below. Tell us what you thought of ours.
And make sure you check out our Dubs and L's playlist for all the recaps from previous weeks. And like the man said, make sure y'all subscribe and check us out. We like to do this every Wednesday.